Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave Keefe and this is Awareness Biker Lifestyle. What this channel is all about is reselling. What I mean by that is taking items from one marketplace, car boots, charity shop, auctions and the like, and selling them online for profit. And that's how I run my business. Off over to a Saturday morning car boot in Fleetwood this morning, Norcross car boot. It's been quite a while since I've been to this car boot, but it's usually a good one, so we'll hopefully get some really good pickups today. Got a bit of company today. This is Chris, long-time channel subscriber and expert in video games and consoles.
Like to think
expert, so. It's a loose term, So we're both armed with plenty of coffee and we're just going to get on the road. Let's rock and roll. Hello. Morning. How are you?
Catches the worm.
Yeah, absolutely. We did try coming at 6:15, but they weren't having it.
We weren't even here at 6:45.
How did you get on last weekend?
It was alright, wasn't it? It was alright.
Yeah. Have a tremendous day.
You too. Trying some good stuff.
I painstakingly went through that box and every piece was there.
I mean, it drove you crazy, didn't
It did. And I hunted for one of them in the sun's room.
Is this why it's going to be 30 quid? How much is it?
£3.
Go on a bit. Just, it'd be rude not to for all your effort you've put into it, wouldn't it? Thank you.
Thank you. Here you go.
Brilliant. Cheers. Have a good day. How much is on your clock?
A £5.
You're 3?
Now if I've sold everything, then you get that.
Oh, that means you can go home then.
How much you got in your label, mate?
I'm not sure, mate. How much are these? No idea. Have you not?
I'd do a £5.
Right, go on, mate. Yeah. I don't even know what it is. I don't. No idea.
It's a label printer.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, man.
Thanks.
No, I'll keep these knives in the car.
How much are these?
£10, love. Are they £10 used, John? £10, yeah.
Got any wiggle room on them?
Wiggle room?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Price wise?
No, it's £10, mate. Yeah, they do shoes.
Yeah. Is there any laces in there?
There isn't, unfortunately. So £8. There you go.
That's a top man. Thank you very much.
I'll give you £2 for your list.
Buy a box.
Cheers, man. Cheers, Paul. Thank you.
You've got to figure out where you're going to put it.
Is it working, this, do you know?
I don't know. It's not come from my home. It's
No
come
worries.
from, that's why it's only £1.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough.
Thought, well, somebody can get a battery and whatever. I would imagine that it just needs a battery.
Yeah, they do.
Go wrong?
Absolutely, yeah. They're pretty bulletproof, aren't they?
I know.
Morning.
Morning, you alright?
Yeah, we're good, thanks, love. Yeah.
Lovely.
Hello again.
Hello.
How you doing, man? Just following us about. How'd you get on last week?
My best was out of Chelmsford.
How much is that?
£5, look, yeah.
Is it a 3?
Well, it's just early morning, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, alright.
All right, yeah, go on then,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you very much. Very good of you.
Thank you, love.
Brilliant. You've got a good spread, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you. We aim to please,
Have a good day, ladies. Thank you. much are your jeans? You do 3 for a tenner?
Not my store, mate.
Oh, right, okay. How much are your Ricardo?
I got 20 on the big one.
Yeah.
And I said, what was the little one too?
10.
10, yeah.
They're both vintage sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much on your cameras?
7 each then, mate. Do the one you put down for a £5.
Do 2 for 10?
The R7.
Yeah.
Cheap enough.
Yeah, go on. I'll be kicking myself if I don't take them.
Cheers, Bob.
Cheers, man.
Mate.
Spot on.
Cheers.
What's on your scales?
Tenner, mate.
Have a good day, boss.
Cheers,
Have a good day, mate. Cheers.
I could be one down there, wouldn't it?
Got juice in it as well. I told some of the blue juice. Don't stand on them.
How much are you on that?
£2.
Sounds good to me.
Right, mate.
How you doing,
on
boss?
YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like your videos.
Nice to meet you. Cheers, man.
How
What's
you
your
getting
name?
on? Ben.
Ben.
How
Nice
you
to meet
getting
you,
on,
Ben.
alright?
Yeah, I've had a tremendous
Right,
week.
Yeah.
Go get out and about.
Yeah. Nice to see you, mate.
And you, Paul.
Take care.
Have a look at that.
Yeah, go
How
for
much
it.
have you got on it?
Sorry?
How much is it?
That, give me price. It's brilliant for my PC, but I haven't used it in a while.
Right.
It's all there, everything's in it.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Oh, it's obviously been looked after, that, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, all my tech I always take care of.
Brilliant. Did you do a fiver?
Yeah, I'll do a £5 on that, mate, yeah.
Happy days.
I've got a
That's
£5 on
nice.
it, yeah.
Cheers, pal.
There we go, thank you.
Yeah, there, boss.
How you doing, Paul?
Does work, I don't think we've had it charged because you killed it.
Yeah. How much you got on it?
Fiver.
You 3?
No, I can't charge. The wires there that charges it, so.
Yeah, go on. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
You soon fill that up.
Yeah.
Alright.
How you doing, Paul?
That's not worth much. £5.
It's normally people who say that is find out it's like really rare. Never listen to the noise. That's my philosophy in life. Never listen to the noise.
Definitely.
He's wrong actually. They're 30 quid they go for.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, there's not much precedent, to be honest. No, there's on eBay. There's 2 been sold.
Oh yeah.
One in February for 30 quid,
Yay.
and one last month for 12 quid. How much are these, love?
£2 for 2.
Bargain. That's it, yeah. No worries. Have a good day, Flower. Right, that's us done. Reasonable day actually, pick up wise. Have you found it?
Very good actually.
Yeah,
Three bags full there.
What's been your favourite pickup of the day?
Favourite.
And we are back. It's been a bit of a good news, bad news kind of day today. I was actually going to do a bit of a piece to camera with Chris when we'd finished at the Norcross car boot, just basically going through what he picked up. So there's a nice bit of comparison there between the two of us. But the last of my 3 GoPro batteries died, so that didn't come to fruition. But the good news is it's been a pretty successful day actually. Chris has actually very kindly put together a bit of a how much he paid, how much he's listing for kind of a series of images. So what I'll do after I've taken you through what I picked up today, I'll just show you what Chris picked up as well. So you know the script, guys. I'm going to strap the GoPro to my head and go through what I've got. Also, unlike a lot of YouTubers who'll tell you how much they paid for individual items, I don't tend to do that. Just a bit of an explanation again if you haven't seen any of my previous videos. The reason I don't tell you how much I've paid for it, because it's an irrelevance. It doesn't necessarily mean you can pick up this kind of stuff for what I paid for it, so it's pointless giving you that how much I paid for it. So what I do instead is tell you a total spend. Now, just in addition to what happened at the Norcross car boot when I run out of batteries, on the way back home we actually stumbled across another car boot sale near the M55 just before we got on there, and so we went round there as well, and it was very well worthwhile doing. Right, I'm going to shut up waffling now and get into this. Let's rock and roll. So total spend today was £160, but as you can see I got quite a bit for that, so I'll go through it individually now. First up, set of Harry Potter curtains from Dunelm, brand new out of the pack. The package is a little bit tatty, but you can tart that up, and obviously mention the fact that it's storage wear just for the packaging kind of thing. There's lots of different listings for Harry Potter curtains on there, but these caught my eye because they look a bit special. They look and feel very good quality. It's got the retail price on the front of £55. I'm very confident at a £35 listing on these. Next up, something I'm very surprised Chris missed actually. This is a ProFlight joystick. ProFlight 2 Logic 3 is a brand. USB joystick for PC gaming, and that will be getting listed for £30. Now, I bought a hell of a lot of bowls today. Kind of got carried away with it a little bit. Now, just recently, the bowls, obviously you guys have probably seen in previous videos, I picked up bowls on a number of occasions. The price just lately has tanked quite a bit, but the reason that didn't bother me too much is obviously we're coming out of lockdown restrictions and people are going to be getting back to the sports clubs and the bowls clubs and so on and so forth. So I was very confident that the saturation at the minute for this particular item isn't going to be an issue. The first ones are the Thomas Taylor bags. These are size 2. I don't know very much about lawn green bowls itself, other than obviously the bowls, but the size 2 seems to be the most popular size. These are in excellent condition, but also the jack is with this pair of bowls as well, which does add value. So the listing value I put on those is £45, including the nice leatherette bag. These next one, they're again good condition, probably a bit of old Thomas Taylor, I believe is the brand on these. A little bit more wear to these, and a nice leather case. So the listing value I'm putting on these, £30 to £35. When I come to the end of the video to do the totals, what I'll do is work on the lower end of the estimations on these as well. Now, this might have been a fail. Initially I thought it was just a football jersey. It's more of a t-shirt. It's probably something I could do with some help from you guys on actually. I was struggling to find this exact football shirt, so which led me to believe it was more of a t-shirt than an actual football shirt. I stand to be corrected for you guys that know more about football shirts. Well, this is a size small, obviously Barcelona, a Messi shirt, 10, so probably it's an adult size, but obviously suitable more probably for youth kind of age groups, if you will. So I'm not actually going to include this on the grand total. I'm going to throw it over to you guys for a bit of advice, steering in the right direction. It certainly seems kosher. It's got all the relevant tags and whatnot, but it's just I cannot find comps for this exact top, and there may well be a reason for that. So any help from you guys is greatly appreciated. I've been picking up quite a few vintage cameras just lately. This one is a Pentax Zoom 90WR. I've got the manuals with it as well. I bought a couple of cameras off the same seller actually, two or three cameras off the same seller in this case. Obviously very old tech. This actually feels like a substantial 35mm camera. Obviously a lot of them that you'll see out and about won't be worth very much at all, but this one is a £45 listing. So the Pentax Zoom 90 WR, watch out for that one. I haven't seen one of these guys for a while, but they're always been good news. This is the Bop It Extreme 2. Obviously there's quite a few different variations of Bop It, most of which are worth something, certainly worth looking at. But the Bop It Extreme 2 in second-hand condition, but obviously cosmetically not a great deal of wear to it, certainly nothing a baby white won't cure, and this is a £20 listing. Blu-ray players are always a good solid pickup. This is a nice small one as well, so worthwhile mentioning your keywords in your listing that is suitable for caravans, motorhomes, people that are restricted on space, where space is a premium kind of thing. All those good kind of juicy keywords to put either in your title or in your description of your listing. This model is the BDF 5100. No remote with this, but the lady did take a bid on it. Listing value I'll put on this is £35. Now, a brand name that keeps coming up for me, Samuel Windsor. I've mentioned in recent videos a couple of coats, but these shoes are in good condition as well. A nice brogue, a little bit of wear and a little bit of sort of like wear type creasing, but there's no significant damage or anything like that. I mean, a bit of a rub on the toe there. Size 10, so it's obviously well within the comfortable size range for fast sellers. Listing value on these, because they're boxed in such good condition, £20 to £25. Another camera now. This is the Olympus Trip Autofocus. Something else I typed in for the valuation on this is Zuiko, Z-U-I-K-O. I'm not entirely sure whether that relates to the lens or the model, but it helped me price it and check comps, and the listing value on this is £25. Another camera, another Pentax. I've had one of these just recently actually. This is a Pentax Zoom 105 Super. Good solid feeling camera. You can usually tell the ones that have got something about them, because there's a bit of substance to them, a little bit of weight. They feel quality and they don't feel sort of like cheap and crappy like a lot of the cheaper 35mm cameras do. Listing value on this Pentax Zoom 105 Super is £25. Almost walked past these, are very difficult to spot. TDK tapes, even used ones are good news, but this pack of 3 was brand new. I think I only actually paid about 50p for it. And this is a £10 to £12 listing for this brand new pack. Something that's devalued quite a bit just recently as well, the LeapPad tablets. This model is the LeapPad XDR Ultra. Bit of wear to it, nothing sort of like a decent clean up won't cure. It's been in a case and with a charger. There's no games with this, which obviously would have improved the listing value, but the listing value I'm putting on this is £15 to £20. Now, I think this was my first pickup of the day, certainly one of the earlier ones. A Brother label printer. They're like the Dymo label fed text printer in a nice case. This looks like it's good condition. Clearly I'm going to test it. I've just pressed the on button and it does come on, which is nice. So I don't know if you pick that up on the camera. You type it and it prints it on a bit of tape. This model is the Brother P Touch 1250. Listing value on this £40. Some more bowls now. Henselite, again size 2. Henselite is a very popular brand of bowls. These are in excellent condition. There's no divots in them or anything like that. Because of the current valuations of bowls, like I say, I'm sure it's going to pick up, and I'm sure the price, the recent comps have been because of saturation. I'll put a value of £20 on these. Nice little Meccano pickup now. This car, the lady that I spoke to, I bought it off, swears blind that she painstakingly went through every single nut and bolt, and it's all there. This one is actually higher value because it's one of the sets with a motor in it as well. Now, obviously, I don't want to leave myself open to being wrong or lying on my listing, and equally, I'm not going to spend time going through every single nut and bolt on this. I think there's a certain degree of forgiveness as far as the nuts and bolts are concerned, because it's a used bit of kit. But if I say either sell it for parts or sell it mentioning that I haven't checked it but it looks complete, and if they're not happy, obviously they've got 30-day returns. Even as it is, the valuation I put on this is going to be £15 to £20. Now, one thing I've mentioned in older videos is when you pass in remote controls. If a lot of people, sometimes traders do this, they have a box of old remotes. Definitely check them out, because Usually they're being sold for very, very little, maybe £1 or 2 at most, or even, and quite often less than that. And the branded ones, as in this case a Sony, can fetch excellent money. This is a Sony RM-U306. It looks like it's for an entertainment centre or something like that, but that's really not important. All you need is the model number. Now the listing value on this is £20. So old remotes, just on their own, definitely stick them on you, keep an eye out and check your comps kind of list. Now I can't actually remember if I've seen this brand of shoe before, and they're in absolutely mint condition. These Riker shoes, R-I-K-E-R. Adult size 44, which I think is a 10 off the top of my head. No lid with a box, unfortunately, but not too shabby. Even got the retail price on it, still a £77. Yeah, they are a 10. There you go. Only downside to these is there's no laces with them, but I'm sure I can source a set of laces from somewhere. Listing value I've put on those, like I say, they're brand new. They were 77 quid. I'm going to put a listing value of £50 on these. This radio caught my eye as I was walking past. I actually thought it was a leather radio, sort of like a proper vintage, but on getting up close to it, clearly plastic. This is the Bush TR130. Now Bush lately have been, in fact they're still selling brand new retro looking radios and stereos in supermarkets. It doesn't mean there's no value there, but I think what I'm getting at there is don't expect it to be old vintage stuff that's worth decent money. Just double check it. But nonetheless, even though it's a plastic retro looking bit of kit, I wouldn't like to date it at this stage without looking into it. I suspect it's newer kind of tech. Listing value on this Bush radio is going to be £20. Moving along, you older subscribers have probably seen me pick up car security devices in the past, particularly steering locks, but this is clearly a lock for your gear stick. Maybe stating the obvious, but for those of you who don't know, that bit goes over your handbrake and that wraps around your gear stick. 2 keys with this. The brand is Auto Lock, which it's not a, sort of like an unknown brand, but it's certainly not top of the range. It's actually really, really good condition. It looks like it's had very little use. Quite often you'll find with these type of devices, they get rusty really quick and they look scuffed up because they spend most of their lives rolling around on the car floor in the boot. The listing value upon this is £15. And yet more bowls. These ones I'm a little bit stuck on actually, because they are in almost pristine condition. They are absolutely stunning. They're even quite an attractive thing to have as an ornament, I would have thought, but I cannot for the life of me find out the brand. I can't find any reference to this particular logo. It doesn't say on. They're a size 2 again, but I've been on Facebook. I've even joined a couple of long bowls groups to see if anybody recognised the logo. I'm sure by the end of the day I'll have found out what it is, but as it stands at the minute, I don't know. So the price I'm going to put on these is £20, just as sort of like a guide price. Just a quick update, I joined a lawn bowls Facebook group to see if they could help. They were super nice and told me that the inlay was likely ivory and the markings were the original owner's initials. The bowls were lignum vitae, which puts the listing value for this condition at £50 to £60. One of the last pickups of the day from the second car boot. Again, so these are very slow burners as far as sales are concerned, but they do go. And again, if you've got the space or a bucket you can stick this kind of stuff in, then worth looking at. These are Zebra DC adapters. The brand is Zebra, probably to like tills, printers, label printers, that type of thing. There's varying models in here, but you can check the model as far as comp's concerned. In this case, it's the FSP060-RPAC. It was actually a bit of a score because I got 8 of these, and individually they're going to be getting listed for £12. Last pickup of the day, and it was quite a big one. 2 lots of 2 decks and 2 mixers. Now there's a point to note on these. They need new needle heads. All of them. Apparently it's something, I'm not a DJ and this is not tech that I'm overly familiar with, but apparently the heads wear out quite a bit. I'm assuming through scratching or whatever it is DJs do these days. So they need replacing, which isn't a big job. They can be bought separately for around about £10. Now the cam decks I'm going to be selling as a pair. The model is the Cam KAM DDX 750. Now, these are going to be getting listed for £180. That's going to be my starting bid, to be fair, and I'll probably, even from the get-go, take offers on it on the basis that they haven't got the heads. So there's only so much testing I can do on these, but they feel like a really good sturdy bit of kit. Doesn't seem to be any significant wear. There's no lids with it. I'm assuming originally, because of these brackets kind of thing, that they came with lids. They didn't actually come with the lids, but I'm sure that won't devalue them too much. So £180 on those. The other set, the model and brand and model, is the Newmark TT 1550. Now these I'm going to sell out individually. I'm just taking my lead from recent comps on these. Not quite as valuable as the Cam. I'm assuming they're more of a professional sort of like Dex, whereas Newmark is more sort of like low end. But nonetheless, the listing value I'm going to put on these each is £40. And just to round off the pickups from today, for me anyway, these two mixers. The first one is the Cam. I'm assuming that these two setups were for two different people, even though I bought them off one person, or maybe old stock, maybe practice decks or whatever. This mixer is the Cam Mix 150. I thought there'd be a bit of decent value in these things actually, but apparently not. I need to source power cables for them as well. I do have a big bag for life full of old cables and such, so I might be able to source. Failing that, I've got a universal one that I can test with and sell it without an adapter. So the Cam Mix 150, I put a listing value of £30, and the second one is the Newmark DM950. Obviously same kind of thing. Same story of this, no DC adapter for it, and the listing value again on that I'm going to put is £30. Now, just to further qualify these prices, what I'm going to do is, where I've used a price range, is use the low end of that range for this estimate, and also just to tell you that all the prices that I've mentioned are going to be plus postage. So like I said at the start of going through this, total spent today £160, and the total listing value, this is obviously before fees, is £911 from a single day. I think that's probably the best score I've had in quite some time. Now, before I get told off, obviously in some instances with this gear, particularly the electrical stuff, I do run the risk of some of it not working, particularly in the case of the DJ decks and whatnot, but they will be tested. But because of what they are and how much I paid for them, they'll be getting sold as parts anyway, so there's still value to be had there. So absolute worst case scenario, I will be getting what I paid back for them. So as promised, what I'm going to do before I wrap this video up is just quickly go through what Chris picked up today, obviously what he's paid for it and how much he's going to be listing it for. So some really healthy pickups for Chris as well today. I mean, he's got a different eye for things. Chris is more of a games console and games specialist, but he does know obviously to step outside his comfort zone and pick up things that he wouldn't normally necessarily look at. And this week is what he got. First up, a bundle of Funko Pops. 17 of them, we paid £30 for them. For a listing value of £180. Next up, 3 pair of shoes. There's 2 pairs of Adidas and a pair of Fila. Paid £5 a piece for them by the looks of it. Total listing value £60. Next, an Xbox controller. This looks brand new and sealed. Paid £7 for it, and he's going to be listing it for £35. Some Adidas Manchester United tops, times 3. Paid £5 for them. I'm assuming he bought them all together, and his listing value on that is £60. Now, this is one item that nearly broke out into an argument because I really fancied this one myself, but I'm more of a tight arse than Chris is. This Lord of the Rings chess set is actually a stunning chess set. Chris paid £20 for it for a listing value of £50. Next up, a complete Tales of Beatrix Potter. He paid £5 for that, and the listing value is £12. Nice Adidas pickup here, a gilet body warmer type jacket and a small bag. Paid £7 for them, and his listing value is £30. Dad's Army DVD box set. Chris paid £10 and the listing value of £23. Some boxing equipment he paid £3 for a listing value of £15. And last for Chris's pickups, this raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy whose name escapes me, and I've got grandkids, so I've got no excuse. He paid £3 for it, listing value of £15. Now, Chris is a pretty shrewd guy. He hasn't actually told me, but I'm assuming that all those prices that he's given us there are going to be plus postage. And just as an aside, thanks for your company today, Chris, and you owe me a £5 for fuel. And that's today done and dusted. I mean, if it wasn't for bumping into that random second car boot, I think I'd have been home for about 10 o'clock. So going off the figures I've just mentioned from my pickups, not a bad day in the office. Like I say, that is going to be becoming a catchphrase. I've got to stop saying that. If you found value in this video or reselling is your thing, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me help more people spread the love and help the reach of the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button, and the notification bell will give you a notification of next time I put a video up. Thanks very much. I know I keep saying this, guys, but I really appreciate your support with the channel and you keep doing the thumbs up thing and all that kind of stuff. It means a lot to me. I'm certainly not in the YouTube business to make money, because unless you're a Kardashian, there's no money to be made, really, let's face it. I'm actually doing it so I can help people out. And I always say, if I help just one person out of financial difficulties by showing them a way that they can earn extra money by selling things online for profit, then that is more than reward for me, and I'm well happy with that. So I appreciate your support, guys. I've been Dave Keefe. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Estás bien rica, mami, baila.